All right, let's cross live now to our reporter Samkele Maseko is with the president.
Well, it was a very, very good meeting of engagement. I started off by just outlining to them the work that has been done by the democratic government over the 30-year period of how we have placed the institution of traditional leaders on a higher level and higher plane. And how in 1994 we just broke a new path in terms of how they should be recognized, respected, and they basically got into a new era, an era that was completely different from what our traditional leaders had in the past, where they were abused and used by the apartheid system and colonial system. So we were outlining that as we review our 30-year journey, this is part of the progress that we have brought about to bring dignity and respect to and recognition to our traditional leaders, and to also inform them that we are on a journey of improving the way they work, and we want them to play a much broader role, a role in development, a role in fighting gender-based violence, a role in job creation, in education, and in real development of the areas where they live in. And they embraced this developmental role that we want them to play. And of course, they have their own needs. They want to be empowered. They want to be capacitated so that they are able to play this role more effectively. And we agree with them because they play an important role amongst our people. They are still highly respected, and therefore we need to heed some of the requests and the proposals that they are putting forward. So we had a wonderful exchange. They were able to tell us that yes, they see the progress that has been made, and they are rather pleased with the progress that has been made, but they would like to work with government at a closer range and to cooperate more deeply. And I said we must therefore consolidate working together and focusing on development and focusing on improving the lives of our people and tackling unemployment and improving our development in agriculture and also being able to deal with things like roads and also to deal with matters that have to do a lot with development. So it was a very good meeting, and I'm really pleased and I feel really humbled that they gave up so much of their time to meet me.
Mr. President, two questions. One as head of state, other as head of the ANC. Mm-hmm. One, as head of state, the proclamation, we've seen it today. What does this mean? Is South Africa ready to go to the elections as you've signed the proclamation? Deadline is tonight for voter registration. Secondly, as ANC president, to come into a province which has been perceived to be very tribal, especially with the formation of MK, and seeing the reception that you've gotten in the province. What does that say about the movement of politics of the ANC and how the ANC is felt by the people on the ground, seeing the reception that you got in Mega City and also in Inanda earlier on this week?
Well, I made the announcement of the date for elections, and the proclamation is now out. It basically means that it's all systems go. The country is now ready to go to elections, and the IEC, fortunately, is also ready. And the IEC is a highly professional organization that has been able to run elections, both national and provincial, as well as local government elections, very successfully, without any hint of any doubt whatsoever. And I do believe that they'll be able to run a free and fair and a credible election. We will now welcome the world to come and observe how our election process is run during the campaign and also on the date of election. And as ANC president, I'm really pleased to be here in KZN. The reception of the people of this province to the ANC is more than warm. It's just accepting the role that the ANC has played and continues to play, and you can just feel the heartbeat of the support that the ANC has. So all over the province. I think the ANC is ready to take the province by storm. The issue of tribalism, for me, does not even begin to enter the process. The people of KZN are part and parcel of South Africa. They are part of the great nation that we are building, and the strength of the participation of the province of KZN in the whole scheme of South Africa is the wealth of the diversity. We are a highly diverse nation. We are one nation, and all of us should feel proud of being South Africans first, and thereafter then say, yes, I speak Venda, somebody else speaks Zulu, and all that, and that in itself is the beauty of what we should see in all of us as South Africans.
Mr. President, when it comes to the proclamation of the date, are you happy with the numbers? The voters' roll is at 28 million.
Yes.
Millions more South Africans did not register to vote. What are your thoughts around that?
Well, the numbers of those who are registered is the number, and there's not much more one can do about increasing it and so forth. It basically means that we've got those South Africans who are going to participate in the election. So that's what it is. And yes, sometimes we wish that it could have been a much higher number, but that's what it is. So we go to the elections with the 28 million who are eligible to vote, and hope that we are going to have a much higher return in terms of those who will vote on the day.
Let me get in trouble
Thank
with
you
Mr.
very
Duma.
much.
Cadre deployment records during your tenure, where are they?
No, let's go.
We have given the records, and we now wait for other parties that have also had the so-called cadre deployment experience and processes to also now reveal the records of their own executive or federal committees or whatever committees, because what we have always said is that the African National Congress deploys people on the basis of ability to do the work, and there is nothing sinister about deploying people to do work that needs to be done. Nothing sinister whatsoever. But I'm now waiting for the records of other parties.